I think it's a standalone series. It's definitely a new story. It's still the Once Upon a Time feel, but it's definitely its own series.
But
with its own journey and story.
Still has a foot on in Storybrooke, does it?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, there are certain elements which, Once Upon a Time fans will recognize, but essentially we're our own thing, There's things that people will know and recognize, but on the whole, it's very much a new thing, and you don't have to have any association or knowledge of the previous one,
You can just jump on in.
Kind of right word for Alice.
Jump down a rabbit hole with us.
Tell me about how to jump into this rabbit hole. What's happening there?
Well, Alice, she goes back into Wonderland after this horrible experience in a mental institution. So, and we'll just get to see what happens after that. That's all I can say. But we'll follow. You go.
What was the question?
What's happening? What's the
I
premise?
know, I was trying to.
Oh, the premise of the whole thing. The premise of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, okay, go.
Oh, no, go on. If
No,
you found some more thunder, you go for it. Go.
You go.
You go. Hey.
Okay, you.
Me. So the premise of the whole piece is essentially what happens when an Alice who's now an adult has gone into Wonderland, and the journey she's gone on and the character she's met, and most importantly, she meets someone called Cyrus. And they fall in love and have these fantastical adventures, and then they're torn apart by these evil forces. And it's our fight to, stave off evil and be together, and love conquers all.
What I like about Once Upon a Time is that it was a fairy tale, but the element of reality was really nicely put into it. Is it the same here? How does that work on that level?
I think Alice will definitely be going back to Victorian England, like through flashbacks, or either we'll see. But definitely there'll be some, realness to it. It won't all be in Wonderland, I don't think. And we'll get to discover new worlds as well.
I think there is definitely a back and forth between these two worlds, and what the percentage of Wonderland to real world is, we don't know yet. We'll discover that.
Yeah.
And there's also a mix of fairy tales, I suppose. There's not only Alice. I saw Navin this morning. He told me that he was Jafar. I mean, I read Alice. I saw the movies. No Jafar.
Well, that's it. It's inspired by Alice in Wonderland. It isn't Alice in Wonderland. It's called Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. And we know that brand means that you can use all different kinds of, fairy tales and characters. And absolutely, I think we should expect more different characters to come in.
What kind of fairy tales are we talking about? Which one are they?
Oh, I don't know. We don't get paid enough to answer those kind of questions. I mean, I wish I could tell you, but the writers have their own thing, and I'm super excited to find out. So
me too.
I really couldn't tell you. I don't know.
What did you base your Alice interpretation on? Was it more Mia in the last movie, or?
Well, the traditional Alice, but that's the whole thing about it is, everyone knows the story of her as a young girl, but now she's a woman. She's grown up and she's tough now, and she can look after herself. She's not as lost as she used to be. So I'm kind of trying to create a new Alice, a stronger Alice, and an inspiring Alice.
How fun is it to be in this kind of alternate reality world? Is it?
It's great because when you come in every day, you don't know what the world's going to look like.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of green screen work, and they give us these pictures which have pre-visualization of the world, and it's wonderful. So it's exciting. It's different,
For example, what is tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going back to Vancouver.
Or the day after tomorrow then?
I don't know. What are we doing on Tuesday? Maybe some fighting. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fighting.
I love the fighting.